Welcome to Guitar Power. I'm your host, Alan Johannes. I have the pleasure of being with Torres' Mackenzie Scott. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you.
Awesome, thanks. When did you know music was it? And how did that lead to the guitar?
I think I knew that music was it when I picked up the guitar. I played piano my whole life. I played the flute. But I didn't sing until I picked up the guitar.
Right.
I think that was when I knew that I could play the guitar, which I previously didn't think I could do. And that was when I found out I could sing as well.
Oh, wow. So that came through writing a song straight away, or?
It did. I had this little acoustic guitar that my parents got me when I was 9 or 10, and I never picked it up. I never touched it. I just wasn't interested. I liked the piano, and I liked the flute. And sports. And then I had a friend in high school that I just looked up to, and she made me want to play the guitar. So I just started strumming. I taught myself chords, and I just taught myself enough to sing over.
Right.
It was about being a vehicle for whatever it was that I was singing at the time.
And this is on the acoustic that you're talking about?
Yeah, it was acoustic for a few years.
Wow. And then is that how you developed the fact that, you know, you play mostly with your hands, right? You very rarely use a pick.
It is. I don't use a pick, and that does come from just being self-taught, playing acoustic, and then taking some classical lessons throughout the end of my high school career as well. So
classical guitar, yeah.
Which I've almost forgotten.
I did a little bit of that too with the Bach. It's you got to put in the hours, but it's a great way to develop that whole thing.
It feels so much more natural to me to play that way, and I do love the clunkiness of it. I think it gives it that human feel. I don't like the sound of a pick on strings. I can totally tell the difference.
Yeah, it's almost like it's got a disconnect because there's an initial click. You know? This is something bigger, rounder about the attack of a finger, you know?
It's because it's bigger and rounder.
Yeah, okay, that's what it is. Okay. Do you remember what one was the first song, or second, third, the early days, something you want to play?
Let's see. I like to fuzz it out now.
Okay, awesome. That's beautiful. That's pretty amazing for one of the first songs, you know. You think because you played piano, you already had the concept of the harmony moving and all that? It was already in your head like that when you started playing the guitar?
I'm not sure when that came to be or if it was always there. I think I've always had a natural feel for the way that, or the kind of melody that I like. It doesn't even necessarily mean the best way or the most proficient way. It's just I've always been inclined to certain melodies and certain flows.
Right. And your search for tone. When did you switch to electric?
That was in college.
Okay.
And that was when I started to think about tone. Tone was something that didn't even cross my mind. I knew about melody, and but in high school it was more about, again, the guitar being the vehicle for what I was singing and writing. So I didn't really care. And you know, with acoustic guitar, that's only going to sound one way, tonally. Yeah. So in college, I had a lot of friends and bands that played the electric guitar, and they totally changed my perception or my association with the electric guitar, which was, I really had no point of reference before that point. So I started getting into Joan Jett.
Oh, awesome.
And Fleetwood Mac, and all of the bands that I was in school with.
On your records too, it's such a, you know, the song is there, it has this amazing atmosphere, and the guitar is always at the center of it, you know what I mean? Like the melody and the guitar tone and the delivery of it, it's like one thing. Do you kind of almost perform them at the same time when you record, or, you know what I mean? It's like a...
I do.
Yeah.
It feels more natural to me to record vocal and guitar together. I wouldn't say that I hide behind my guitar, but I definitely feel more comfortable with the guitar. The guitar, for me, feels almost like another, well, it does. It feels like another voice. A lot of times, even when I'm writing, I'll I'll be singing one melody and I'll be playing another, and then it'll occur to me to switch them and play the melody that I was singing and sing the melody that I was playing. And I like to use melody interchangeably like that.
That's amazing. Is there any way you could give us a little example of that kind of a dialogue between the voice and the guitar?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
These lives are so contrived and out of focus, but if I can derive some happiness from this, then I'll have made it out alive. 'Cause people always I like the melodies that sort of overlap. They weave in and out. Same thing and over and over. It's just... I like to space it out a bit.
Yeah, a few tones that you get to, and they have this thing that's delaying at the same time as you're playing, but that comes from the original guitar part, right? I mean, there's a texture in there that's really, really interesting.
I like being active on the guitar while I'm singing. It's something that I'm trying to get better and better at. I really love the idea of playing, something on the guitar that requires a lot of focus in the same way that a vocal melody requires focus, and because I think it can be really magical if you're able to perform that way and still, interact with the crowd and not get too freaked out and trying to find your frets and all that, which is why I tape mine.
They get your markers like that?
Yeah.
That's cool. I have to put like kind of glowy stuff because, we look down in a quick second.
Oh yeah, I'm constantly doing this.
And if it's dark on stage, it's like, oh.
The lights will go out. And
one fret can make such a big difference to the impact of a chord, But, that's awesome.
I'm still learning. Son, you are no island. You don't get to choose what stays and goes. Son, you're not a man yet until your yes is yes and no's are no's. Swampy.
Nice. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. We really had an amazing time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us at Guitar Power. Have a great one.